All right, guys. Well, it is Friday afternoon, and I hope everybody's doing well. We're getting to the close to the end of the week, the end of the first week of the stay-at-home mandate.
Yeah.
But I heard something yesterday, and I thought it was really important. We just drop a little bit of information here, real quick, from. I wanted to bring in Columbus City Council President Shannon Hardin to tell me about this because my jaw hit the floor. I wasn't surprised. I mean, I've been talking about some of the things that we've been seeing and why I was concerned about it. But Shannon, how are you today?
I am doing well. My husband and I are practicing our social distancing, and we are doing our part to flatten the curve by staying at home and working from home.
Well, there are some people that are not doing that. Yesterday, I guess was it City of Columbus? Was it Franklin County?
Yeah.
We've got 88 cases ish.
Yeah, I just got off the phone, literally had 5 minutes ago with our health department. The latest number that we have in Columbus and Worthington, we're at 92 cases and one death.
But there was one other part of that really stood out, and it's
Yeah.
super important. And could you share that with us?
Sure. And I reached out to you right away because, and the health commissioner, when she told us this yesterday, she asked and begged us as elected officials, and especially us that have maybe a younger following, to get this messaging out, that of our cases in Columbus and Worthington that we are following, 68% of our cases are of the age group of 20 to 44, which means that nearly 70% of our population that is getting the virus is 20 to 44 years of age.
Right.
And there's a lot of different reasons why that could be. One of the assumptions that one can make is that some of our older residents, when they heard the dire predictions about the age group and those with chronic illnesses being most adversely affected, they heeded those warnings and are staying home and are taking it seriously. And maybe the age group of 20 through 44 in our area just are not. And so as it is Friday, and as we have all been cooped up in our homes, and as we are social beings and want to do what we have for our entire lives have done, which is hang out with our friends on Friday night or, go out this weekend. It is really important for us to know that right now we are the apex of this in Columbus. Us, our generation, our age group are the highest affected at the moment. And by highest affected, and this is the thing, because we talk about mild symptoms for folks with young that are in that age group. Mild symptoms still can mean in the hospital. So those people are some of those people are in the hospital.
Right. So, but I just want to circle back real quick. So 70%, that number you're giving us, that 68% those are confirmed positive COVID-19
positive
cases.
COVID cases in Columbus.
Okay. Now, the reason that the other thing I want to add to that is we talk about how hard it is to get tested.
True. That's a great
and
point.
So if you're under the age of 60, a lot of times we're just saying, act like you have it, stay at home. So if 68% of the positives we're getting, I mean, I can't tell you how many times a day I get messages from our company's call center that they told somebody they didn't meet the criteria right now, just because we still have limited testing. So
right.
if 60% of those cases confirmed positives are people in the 20 to 44 age group, that's going to be devastating because we're going to take it home to our families or our grandparents or somebody, a coworker. Well, not that we're all necessarily working or working physically in places, but you go to the grocery store, you could very easily transmit this.
And to your point,
we've got a button.
We don't, because of the limited testing, we're talking about a sample size that may not even be actionable to really. So all we can do is surmise that that level of spread is happening among that age group.
Well, yeah, and if people have been following me, especially on Facebook and Instagram, I think on last Saturday, the week before, and I've been referencing this again. I was very concerned when I saw people doing those St. Patty's Day bar crawls, and that a lot of these number cases could have come from that. Like I've been calling it the St. Patty's bar crawl bomb. And that's happening right now. The other question, and we were talking about this at the office. Of course, kids are out of school. It's hard to keep them cooped up. And we're driving past, parks. One of my coworkers had a picture of this basketball court over by Nationwide Children's Hospital that was
Yeah,
packed.
everybody's seen that
Um,
picture. It's crazy.
yeah. So, is there anything that's being done about this?
Yeah, so it's a real issue, and so this is a tougher part. So what under the governor's stay-at-home orders, he does allow we do allow several things. Of course, you can go to the doctor, of course, or not to the doctor. You can
Don't
go
go to me.
to yeah. Sorry,
If you need to,
don't
yeah. But
call your doctor. Do not go to your doctor. But you can go to the pharmacy. You can go to the grocery store. You can go to the bank. You can also and it's almost encouraged go on walks, like go
right.
outside when the weather is nice, but as long as you're practicing social distancing. And so my husband and I have been taking our dogs on walks every day. I do my runs during the in the evenings during the day, but I was running by parks and seeing many folks playing basketball and many folks
Hmm.
playing on playgrounds. Um, basketball is Playing basketball is not safe. There is not a safe way to or a practical way to play basketball, keeping 6 feet of distance
Right.
from your competitors, and also touching one single ball with all these different folks is literally how you spread COVID. So we are just got off the phone. We are working to put up signage and in some cases wrap uh, uh, playgrounds and caution tape and other things through recreation and parks so that we stop folks from playing basketball. It's a real issue. I'm calling on social media influencers who are basketball players. If you would tape a quick video or something to post to tell folks
Hmm.
that this is not the time to play. We all love our sports, but basketball in particular, especially in my community, in the African American community, it's one of our outlets. And we understand that, and folks want that type of engagement, but it's not safe right now.
Yeah, you're close too close to people. I guess not to make light of it. Stop touching balls.
Yeah,
Stop, stop touching balls.
there was a hilarious part of the my briefing where I was like, we need to have another type of social media influencer like do this messaging around the balls thing, but
Yeah.
it can't
Eh,
be me in my
okay.
next
Right.
line of work.
Right.
Although
Right.
that sounds terrible, actually.
One last thing. One last thing I wanted to bring up. One of the great things about our community, about Columbus, is we're very diverse. We've got
Yes.
the largest Nepalese and Bhutanese population in the United States. We've got, I think, the second largest Somali population in the United States. Um, and so, one thing I want to encourage people: if you have family members, if you're in that community, you know, are some of the members in the community are not going to necessarily understand English well enough to
Right.
watch the news and get it. You can go to the Columbus Health Department's website, and they have some of the COVID-19 fact sheets translated into different languages. They have them in English, obviously, Spanish, Somali, Nepali, Arabic, and French. So you might, if you're around people in those communities, it might be worth printing those out and distributing them or
It's
sharing them
very,
with people.
very important for us that we're making sure that our diverse community is getting the same messages. We're also even working with. I heard the United Way is partnering with the governor's 2 o'clock messages that he does every day to
Hmm.
do little less than real time translation for those same populations that they'll be putting up on their website.
Right,
So we're really trying to make sure that every population, every group is getting the same information and getting accurate information.
right. Um, awesome. Is there anything else we need to know right now? I just want to get this out there really quickly because that number, that 68% number of confirmed cases
68%,
being 20 to
20 to
44 blew my
44.
mind.
It was it's and I will be pushing a lot of that messaging out this weekend. Just again, uh, this is hard. We really do get it. Like we are social beings, and what we're asking is very tough on folks to stay isolated, to keep this physical distance away from people. But we have to really understand that, um, you know, Dr. Amy Acton said yesterday that she thinks that our peak is 3 to 4 weeks, late April, and that what she expects is that we will have six
6 to
thousand new
8,000.
cases
Yep.
a day, a
Yeah.
day.
Right. And so right now, yeah, I mean, even though we see these numbers spike a couple, a couple weeks after people have been exposed. Um, so that number was horrific. Even that there was a report of the asked her to clarify. I said, let me clarify. I need clarification. Do you mean 6,000 to 8,000 people would be
Peak.
would be new diagnoses every day at, when this peaks? And she said yes. And it was mind blowing. But, if they're expecting this to really peak in, around May 1st, everything we do right now is going to affect it. We can still flatten the curve.
We
We
can.
need to do this.
Yes.
We need to do this. All right, Shannon, you've got work to do. I've got work to do. Thank you for your time. And, keep me updated. And if you don't mind, I would love to keep doing these little kind of flash sessions if there's something big that comes up.
Thanks for getting the information out. Thanks, Doc, for all you're doing. We are keeping all of our frontline health workers like yourself and all those in your field in our thoughts and our prayers, and we are very appreciative. You're heroes at work.
Thank you. Thanks. We're doing our best. We've got everybody. We're social isolating in the office as well. We've got everybody in my office. I usually share a space with 3 people, as me and 2 other people. I kicked them out, so now I've got my little quarantine bunker. Our medical assistants are each actually in their own spaces. So we're practicing it in the office as well. In the meantime, real quick, if your doctor's offices are probably going to be switching to telemedicine. So you may be getting a call, but most of our visits right now are going to be done by telephone, hopefully video conferencing soon. We're getting overwhelmed with messages, with questions and concerns. Be patient with us. We're doing our best.
Yeah.
Otherwise, guys, please, 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 we have to do this. This is up to us. We have to do this for our families, for our parents, for our grandparents. We have to stay at home. We have to keep our distance. I guess I got to get back to work, but we'll keep you updated as much as we can. Be safe out there and take care of each other, guys. We'll see you later.